everybody, and welcome to this special on the new moon in Scorpio that happens on the 1st of December in the 16th degree, which has the Sabian symbol, a girl's face breaking into a smile. So I'm Amani, your holistic karmic astrologer, and I'm going to look at this new moon from more angles and tell you all about it, and after this, before I go into it, it's a generic file of me talking about all the different rituals and things that you should do during the new moon. That's probably, I can't remember, 5 to 7 minutes long, so skip that, and if you've listened to it before, you don't want to listen to it. So now I'm going to talk about what the new moon represents in astrology and what the spiritual and psychological meanings are, and just the things we can do. So all in all, in astrology, the new moon is a catalyst, it's the pulse, it's the ground that can provide us with personal growth and transformation if we are willing to, take the new beginnings. This energy wants us to do. It wants us to take fresh starts. This could even mean restarting a project or relationship for some of you. And it is also a powerful tool for manifesting your goals and intentions. So it marks the perfect opportunity for self-reflection, intention setting, and as the moon disappears from the view, because we don't really see the moon at the time of the new moon, it invites us to turn inward, reflecting on our desires and whether they align with our goals, our life purpose, and our true authentic self. And by actively engaging in the new moon energy, we can promote more clarity and focus within ourselves, and using tools such as journaling, meditation, or creating vision boards, which I'll go a bit more in depth about later, can really help us focus. Now, remember, tools like journaling, meditation, and vision boards, they help us recognize our emotions, let go of our emotions, visually see what we want to manifest, but we have to take practical action, daily steps to bring desired reality into reality. So we can take this attentional approach, and this allows us to plant the seeds of our goals, nurturing them in the fertile ground of our subconscious mind. So it puts a spotlight on our thoughts. A lot of the time we have these thought patterns that we need to release, and the only way to release them is to take time to work through our psychological, emotional and spiritual traumas. The new moon also symbolises the cyclical nature of life. We have spring, then we have summer, then we have autumn, and then we have winter. So it reminds us that just as the moon phases transition, from new to waxing gibbous and full moon and crescent moon, so can our circumstances and mindset. So we can change. We feel that we can't change because we've been programmed to conform, and a lot of people say, once you pass a certain age, or people like you don't do this or that, but it's up to you what you do with your life. So it encourages us to release our limiting beliefs and past disappointments, making way for personal transformation on all levels by reprogramming our subconscious mind, so we can seek out tools. Speakers like James Allen, Florence Scovel, Marcia Rosenberg, Scott and Peck, and Neville Goddard, even Manly P. Hall, who else, Louise Hay, Tara Brach, Jiddu Krishnamurthy, Anthony DeMello have helped me reprogram my subconscious mind. So you search out the tools that help you, because that's part of it. You can listen to them while you're driving, while you're sleeping. You'd be amazed what the mind picks up, and how slowly doing things to change the negative thoughts in your subconscious mind can help you to let go of what no longer serves you and create a space for new opportunities to enter your life if you take care of it on the mind, body and soul level. So taking care of your mind by working through your traumas, taking care of your body by eating right, sleeping right, eating the right foods for you, and taking care of your soul by engaging in some sort of spiritual practice. And if we're willing to do this, we can empower ourselves to take charge of our growth and align with the universe's natural rhythms. So spiritually, as I said, it wants us to confront innermost thoughts, feelings and goals without the distractions of the external world. So taking some time out, even if it's just 5 minutes to be alone in your car, in your room, in your home if you live alone, if people are out. And by embracing the stillness and darkness of the new moon, we can dig into our subconscious, uncovering hidden truths and recognize desires. And through this self-reflection, we can also uncover ways to face our hidden truths, use our hidden talents, and to meet our unrecognized repressed desires. It serves as a pathway to understanding our soul's purpose and aligning our life with it. And as we increase our connection to our inner wisdom, practices such as lighting candles, intention setting ceremonies, and even guided visualizations or energy clearing rituals can help facilitate and support you gain a deeper sense of self-awareness on your spiritual journey. And as you honour this sacred time, you may find that the new moon not only illuminates your aspirations but also reveals the obstacles that get in the way of your growth. And a lot of the time we are the ones, our mindset, our unwillingness to let go, our need to stay in our comfort zones are often the big reasons we don't live the lives we want, or the toxic ways we relate to ourselves and others, or the toxic ways we allow our other people to relate to us. And again, this is not about victim blaming or anything like that. A lot of the time we can get in these coercive relationships and situationships that we can find it hard to get out with, but by reaching out to maybe organizations that can help you, and I know they're limited, but by really making a plan, especially if you are in a coercive relationship, and make sure you put it in a safe space on how you can get out of the circumstances you are in that is stopping you from being empowered. So ultimately, the new moon is about, it's new, but it's also dark, and darkness is not something we normally, put together with, newness, but it wants us to embrace the duality and create a sense of balance within ourselves between our strengths and weaknesses, light and dark, and to try and build some more self-worth, confidence and clarity into our lives, or to continue to build it if you're already working on that. So ultimately it's a sacred time of renewal where we can develop, cultivate more self-awareness, love, forgiveness, acceptance, and create a profound connection to the universe and our spirit, our higher consciousness. Talking more about the esoteric, the mundane interpretations of the new moon, it wants us to, reflect on what we wish to cultivate in our life, write down specific goals and desires, and, create a tangible reminder of your intentions, reinforcing your commitment to pursuing them as the moon, waxes through its stages, encourages us to release the past and let go of habits that no longer serve you. And this process of decluttering your emotional, spiritual and psychological baggage can create space for you to have more renewed passion about the life that you're living, or the life you want to create for yourself. So, choose a ritual that resonates with you and take some time out for quiet reflection and create an environment, that's right, productive for you to be able to bring more practicality and stability into your life. More about the esoteric meanings. Symbolically, it wants us to connect with our inner self and the universe, or higher power, whatever you call it, using visualization or intuitive readings from others or from yourself, and you're just sitting there with yourself and allowing yourself to access hidden knowledge and guidance that enriches your spiritual journey. And as the new moon represents on the esoteric level the darkness of the womb, a lot of us were born in the womb. It invites us to explore the depths of our psyche, creating self-discovery and inner wisdom. You can use tools such as tarot cards, crystals, or astrology to enhance your understanding of this phase. And you may consider selecting a specific tarot card or any other card that resonates with your intentions, or use crystals that align with new beginnings like clear quartz, which I can recommend, or moonstone. And it just wants us to take these moments of quiet reflection to listen to our intuition and uncover insights that may have previously eluded you, you may have ignored or you may have not been able to grasp before. So by deepening your spiritual practice in this way, you can align yourself with the natural rhythms of the cosmos, and ultimately it wants you to engage in things that can help you and connect with yourself. So any form of meditation such as mindfulness, breath work, mantra can help you, center your thoughts and emotions. Also, lighting a candle or using incense to purify your area, allowing the ambience to support your focus. You can write your intentions on paper and express them clearly and positively, and this act not only nullifies your desires but also reinforces your commitment to manifest them in coming weeks. So by visualizing the energy of the new moon and see it enveloping you, surrounding you, protecting you, comforting you, and allowing you to have more motivation. And some of you may choose to repeat affirmations that align with your intentions, but remember, you need to also put practical actions into any tool that you are using. It's not just about visualizing or affirming, it's about, creating a life, changing your life habits so you can provide the right ground for these things to manifest, and by engaging in mindful rituals you can transform your life as you start not only this new journey but a new phase of your life if you wish. So that's the end of looking at what the new moon means from all angles. And now I'm going to talk about the new moon in Scorpio on the 1st of December. So all times are in GMT times, and the new moon is exact at 6:22 a.m. So in astrology, Scorpio, it rules transformation, rebirth, also other things like the things we repress, other people's monies, resources, death, letting go. And this new moon wants us to release or start the plans of releasing outdated patterns and to embrace a renewed sense of self, or if you've already been working towards that, to continue that work as well. If you're willing to confront hidden emotions and buried desires and face your demons, this can lead to empowerment as you sort of allow yourself to go within and reveal your secret desires, talents, feelings, fears and motivations, the things you really want to do but now believe you cannot because of other people's criticism, your sense of self, what you think of you, and all the other million things life throws at us that we have to overcome. So if you are able to navigate these intense feelings that come up and work with yourself right now. Can, as I said, start or continue the work of releasing toxic thought, behaviour and relationship patterns, the way you talk to yourself. The toxic thoughts in our head can sort of like drive us into negative behaviour, so we just need to be aware of these thoughts and start working through them. And it's not about getting rid of them completely, it's about being able to detach yourself from them in some ways, to know your triggers so you can stop yourself from self-neglect, sabotage, driving yourself to your addictive behaviours or ways of being, allowing yourself to make space for new beginnings and a deeper understanding of yourself and others. And although I'm going to go into it more in a lot more detail, the Sabian symbol, a girl's face breaking into a smile, adds a layer of optimism. Yeah, we're going to go through some stuff, but if we're willing to overcome challenges, it symbolises the joy that comes from that, that allows you to be happy and smile in the lightness that follows, that deep self-reflection. It can get heavy thinking about the past, uncovering your traumas and stuff, but the journey afterwards, I can vouch, is, much like a journey. There's still problems, because, hey, that's life, but yeah. So this energy wants you to realise the hidden potential and talents within you, explore your inner world, take time to celebrate small victories, and allow the warmth of happiness to sort of like radiate through your experiences, even though you may be going through some dark times. And yeah, at times it can be hard to keep your head above water and smile. I know I'm saying not to feel what you are feeling. Scorpio energy wants us to go deep into those fixed emotional waters, but Scorpio energy doesn't just represent emotional depth, going deep. It represents the joyful growth that can be achieved if we allow ourselves to go into our Pluto to transform. Even though doing this comes with pain, it pushes us to embrace changing, making those changes and having a sense of hope and renewal. And we're encouraged to embrace the positivity and optimism as we go into our emotional depths and allow ourselves to emerge with a new clarity, a new sense of, yeah man, I can do this, I've got life, I can go after what I need to, I can slowly let go, I don't have to do everything at once, I don't need to focus on anyone else's journey or worth, I just need to build and acknowledge my own self-worth and build my self-love and management and be open to your self-healing. So practically, it wants us to focus on our emotional well-being as well as our spiritual and psychological well-being, personal growth, and dedicate some time out for self-reflection and sort of like just create a quiet space without yourself or within yourself. Journal your thoughts and feelings, focus on what's been holding you back and what you wish to manifest, what you want to see in your life by your practical actions and practical and positive thinking as well. Set clear, actionable intentions that resonate with your authentic self. Consider breaking these down into smaller, manageable steps. And, for instance, if you aim to create deeper connections in your relationships, write about the specific actions you want to take, such as reaching out to an old friend, making amends, allowing yourself to let go of shame, repression and guilt, joining a community group or any other form of group, doing research that aligns with your interests, and incorporating practices that promote emotional and physical well-being into your daily routine. So mindfulness meditation or yoga, tai chi can help you stay grounded and connected to your inner self, or research any other exercise or tool that can help you. Surround yourself with positive thoughts and seek supportive relationships or mentors, or even guidance from crisis helpline, mental health helpline, stuff like that as well. So as you move forward, as the new moon goes on and as the year ends and the new year starts, regularly assess your progress and be open to adjusting your goals based on insights that you gain throughout the process. Take regular check-ins with yourself to make sure that you stay on track, and remember that each step you take not only aligns with the transformative energy of Scorpio and Pluto, but can also lead you towards a more happy and peaceful existence. So on the worldly materialistic level, it wants us to reflect on the balance between material success and emotional fulfillment, and assess the role that financial stability, career achievements and social recognition and what other people think play in our life. Are these elements genuinely align with your true desires, or do they kind of stem, grow from external pressures? We're told, to be successful in the eyes of society, we must have wealth, have friends, and be doing well in our career or educational goals, or whatever goals, or in our marriage relationships. And by critically evaluating these aspects of your success, your financial stability, career achievements and social recognition, and how much these play in your sort of like formula for success. Do you think without these things you can't be successful? And just look at what you really think about achievement. Redefine what achievement means for you personally, what wealth means for you personally, and it asks us to move beyond conforming and traditional conventional definitions and take on a more holistic view of success. And it wants us to realize that on the materialistic level, success means that we have to have practical strategies and actions, and this may involve setting clear financial goals, investing in personal development, seeking mentorship in your choosing sort of like field, working long hours, sacrificing socializing and all your free time and stuff like that to upgrade your skills, and a lot of us, we get to a certain age, we're like, no, it's too much to change career and stuff like that, so this energy of the new moon wants us to align our actions with practical steps. So think positive, but what practical changes can you make to your daily life to ensure you reach your goals? It wants us to remain flexible and open to change and embrace both, the tangible, the things we can see, so these be like the home and jewelry, the money, and also the intangible aspects of success. So this is our psychological, emotional and spiritual well-being and fulfillment as well. And this is how we can ensure that the things we put our mind to, our projects, where we put our energy, can lead to a sense of fulfillment that resonates deeply with our core values and aspirations. Because a lot of the times we work so hard for these goals, 10, 20, 30 years. Many people get to 40, 50, late 30s and they're like, oh my gosh, I've just been meeting my parents' expectations or society's expectations and being what everyone else told me to be and not being who I am. So, this is why we get so unhappy. But if we slow down a little and make sure that we're making ourselves happy, even if we want to keep it to ourselves, because a lot of the time some hobbies, some people may laugh at us. So, just making that you have that you time, that one-on-one personal relationship that's needed with yourself. If you listen to me, I am a believer that we need to have a one-to-one relationship with ourselves and become our own best friends. This doesn't mean we can't have other best friends and stuff like that. It just means that each person needs to have such a relationship with themselves that even if they end up with nothing, that resilience within will carry them through the hard times, So going back to the financial opportunities of this new moon, Scorpio energy, it is about our internal resources. It does kind of govern money, other people's resources, including money, but also our own resources deep within, because the 8th house are the things that we keep hidden. 12th house as well, but the 8th house, people with the sun in the 8th house can have a personality that's even hidden from them, So it wants us to develop a mindset that prioritizes both growth and sustainability, looking at areas of our life where we can invest in ourselves and our ventures and allow the energy of Scorpio to deeply transform us. And we may identify potential collaborations with others, finding out that we can work with others in teams, or innovative business ideas or educational activities that can lead to increased financial stability or personal development. You may decide to read some books, listen to some podcasts, do some research, allowing yourself to stay open to new possibilities and embrace calculated risks. And this can provide you with a chance to expand your financial horizons. It's beneficial to conduct a thorough analysis of your current financial standing and explore avenues for improvement, and maybe consider creating a budget or reassessing your investment strategies, because this energy can reveal hidden opportunities. It's best to spend some time in solitude. And again, the Sabian symbology of a face breaking into a smile, suggests that financial decisions made during this time over the next month as well, or as you go into the new year, can lead to rewarding outcomes if you're willing to take the practical actions. Trust your instincts and intuition as they guide you towards fruitful financial plans that align with your newfound understanding of success. So on the social collective level, it wants us to engage with our community, friends, family, next door neighbours, and maybe work together on projects that resonate with your values. And by actively participating in group activities, or even just listening to an elderly neighbour or someone at a bus stop, something like that, networking events also, this can create an environment where ideas can flourish, relationships can deepen, or it can just be nice to have a casual chat or to feel like you're helping someone, So it wants us to be authentic. It pushes us to be genuine in our interactions, and this can lead to deepening bonds, as I said, and having shared experiences that enrich your personal and professional life. And it wants us to remain open to different perspectives and opinions and experiences that others bring to the table. And the Sabian symbol again, shows that joy can be found in working with others and working on collective joint plans now, and just sharing time with others, taking opportunities to uplift others or be uplifted, make them bring a bit of joy into your life. And this interconnectedness can lead to continuing or creating support networks that provide emotional and practical resources. And it just reminds us that creating connections is not just about individual gain, it's about creating a good, thriving community that nurtures everyone's growth and well-being. So emotionally and psychologically, it wants us to untangle complex thoughts and patterns that have held us back. So, unresolved psychological, emotional and spiritual trauma. By embracing, going within, it allows us to gain some insight, and this can create a deeper connection to our true self. And it wants us to sort of like open ourselves up to catharsis, release and resolving these wounds, and allowing ourselves to tend to these wounds instead of numbing ourselves from them, running from them. And it reminds us that healing is not a straight line, it's a circular line. I can vouch for that from my own experience, and it often involves revisiting past experiences again and again, and it can become tedious, I won't lie, the Saturn in the work, it's not always fun and pretty, it really isn't, but is it worth it? It is, and you can find, the joy of integrating or continuing doing the work of integrating lessons learned into your present, and it wants us to develop, cultivate a sense of compassion towards ourselves and others and empathy, and celebrate the progress you've made along the way. You may be like, oh, I'm not where I want to be, but celebrate where you're at. A lot of the time we can be so hard on ourselves, and this new moon wants us to go into our emotional depths, be gentle with ourselves, and make way for a more authentic and empowered version of yourself and relationship with yourself as well. So yeah, spiritually, once again, the Sabian symbol, although Scorpio energy injects positivity, and I'm not saying Scorpio energy is not positive, but it allows us to be light and innocent while facing the darkness, and it reminds us that even in the depths of our emotional exploration there is space for happiness and renewal, and it wants us to release our burdens, and it encourages us to find the light in simple pleasures and open our heart to the possibilities that come from healing. And on a deeper level, it wants us to shift from darkness to light, pushing us to recognize the beauty in vulnerability and the strength that comes from expressing your authentic emotions. And as you connect with this energy, consider ways in which laughter, joy and connection can elevate your spirit, and this can help you integrate the lessons of the past with a more hopeful outlook for the future. And by embodying this energy, you can manifest a more vibrant and fulfilling experience. Even though life can be a bit crap, and it may be crap, this can illuminate your path towards personal growth and spiritual awakening, and showing you that you can be happy even when there are storms, and there's the unknown. So now I'm going to talk about the aspects that the moon and the sun make at the time of this new moon on the 1st of December that happens in the 16th degree of Scorpio. Remember, all interpretations are in Vedic constellational astrology and based on the placements of the planets in the sky. So the moon and the sun make a semi-square to Venus, and the moon and the sun also make a trine to Mars. So the semi-square between the moon and Venus brings tension between our desires and emotional needs, and we need this because this new moon wants us to look at our repressions and deal with them instead of running away from them. So although it does bring a sense and adds to the frustration and longing we may have, where our feelings may not seem where we want them to be right now, and this can lead to misunderstandings in relationships or self-doubt regarding personal values, but this aspect is encouraging us to confront the feelings that come up and wants us to grow and gain deeper self-awareness and work through any challenges that come up in our relationships as well, and build more emotional intelligence and relationship intelligence as well. The trine between the moon and Mars brings and allows us to be assertive and be more empowered to go after our passions and express ourselves more confidently, and encourages us to take action on our desires, and can sort of motivate us to overcome the hurdles that Venus's semi-square is bringing to the moon and the sun as well. So we can use the assertive energy of Mars and the emotional insights of the moon, and we can create both personal satisfaction and good connections with others if we remain open to be able to express ourselves confidently, allow other people to do so as well, try and write down our doubts and to work through them, and know that a lot of the time our weaknesses can be strengths. Everyone's got them, there's nothing to be ashamed of. The moon and the sun also makes an opposition to Jupiter, and the moon and the sun also makes a square to Saturn, and the opposition between the moon and the sun to Jupiter adds to the optimism, which is good, but it can make us excessive and really too maybe excessive in our emotional expression right now, and this can, sort of like make us have inflated expectations or overindulge and be like, oh my gosh, I met the one, and then wake up the next morning and be like, this is not the one, or end the relationship because you think it's bad and it's not, just some of you may have to do that, but just make sure that you are doing things within proportion and what you truly want to do. It can add to a sense of restlessness and a desire for more, and this new moon wants us to go after more, but it wants us to do things that are truly aligned with our inner self rather than just being reckless with it, and it wants us to ground our ambitions and our goals in reality right now so we can be more balanced in our approach to our goals. And the square between the moon and the sun and Saturn brings a sort of stabilizing, sobering influence which is needed. It allows us to be organized. It pushes us to confront limitations and our responsibilities that may be overshadowing our emotional desires. But although it does add to the feelings of restriction and self-doubt, especially when we're faced with the pressures of external expectations right now, but once again it supports us growing through discipline and resilience, and encourages us to acknowledge the weight of our responsibilities and harmonize them with our emotional needs. And by embracing this challenge, we can develop a deeper understanding of our true priorities, and this can lead to a more authentic expression of ourselves that integrates both our goals and the realities of our life. The moon and the sun also make a trine to the moon's north node and the square to the midheaven. So the trine between the moon and the sun and the moon's north node again allows us to focus on our emotional and personal growth, and by doing this we can integrate all that we learned from reflecting on our emotions and thinking about how we can bring more personal growth into our life, and it can reveal our life purpose and our hidden talents. As I said earlier, it energizes our intuition and encourages us to go after the things that resonate with our authentic self. So another one supporting us being true to ourselves right now, and it can also increase our spiritual and emotional development. So it can just really help us connect with our goals and values, which is what we need. It can lead us towards fulfilling experiences that align with our long-term vision if we're willing to work with the challenges and our emotions right now. But the moon's and the sun's square to the midheaven again can bring conflict between our emotional needs and the needs of our public and professional life. Again, our personal desires can clash with our career ambitions or needs right now. We may feel like, I don't want to go into work today. Those sort of feelings, we can just feel pulled in multiple directions, and it pushes us to find a balance between our personal happiness and external expectations. Are you burning out? Is your professional life taking too much from your life as well? And although it can be difficult to navigate professional life and bills and needs and stuff as well, and sometimes we have to work all the hours that is sent to us, but it's important to spend some time, take some time out for you and for those you care about as well, because often we don't know what we've got until when it's gone. So now I'm going to talk about the aspects that are affecting this new moon. So there's a T-square between the Sun in Scorpio, Saturn in Aquarius and Jupiter in Taurus within a 10% orb. This T-square, the Sun in Scorpio, allows us to transform, but Saturn in Aquarius brings in sort of like restriction, but it also brings responsibility and structure as well. But it can also make us feel as though our desires and ambitions are once again at odds in the way of our current social, professional obligations, responsibilities. We may sort of like want to take more time out for ourselves, as I said, but people expectations may get in the way, or our own sort of expectations of others can get in the way as well. Jupiter in Taurus brings, groundedness. It allows us to be grounded while we explore our emotions and to value, the things that we have on the material level. And we may also once again reflect on, is this watch, is this car, is this jewelry really making me happy, or is it just for me to say to the world I've got this, and it also wants us to once again focus on the small victories and find pleasure in those despite the challenges. And the Sabian symbol once again wants us to smile through the difficulties, or at least be optimistic through them. Sometimes it can be hard and to smile when there's a lot of crisis going on. It wants us to realise once again this T-square supports us in knowing that happiness can come from the release of pent-up emotions or unresolved trauma as well. And it wants us to integrate the lessons from the experiences this T-square can bring to be more resilient and centered in our true desires. Also, there's a grand water trine between the moon and the sun in Scorpio, the north node in Pisces, and Mars in Cancer within 11% orb as well. And again, this supports us to heal and feel renewed and to transform and to embrace our intuition and spiritual growth. Mars in Cancer in this grand trine allows us, supports us in taking proactive steps towards happiness. So lots of energy allowing us to be vulnerable, supporting us through the dark times, supporting us with having empathy for ourselves and others, and sharing our vulnerabilities with others and opening up to others as well. And this grand water trine encourages us to trust in our feelings and instincts, and by doing this it can lead to empowerment and a sense of direction, and allowing ourselves to resonate with deeper emotional truths and being open. So now I'm going to talk a lot more about the Sabian degrees that are affecting this new moon in more depth. So as I said, the sun and the moon are both in the 16th degree of Scorpio. A girl's face breaking into a smile is the Sabian symbol, and as I said, it wants us to see life with more of a sense of innocence and wonder, connect with our inner child, start or continue the work of building the connection and healing your inner child, and allow ourselves to go into those deep emotions and have more gratitude for the small moments once again. But negatively, this energy can bring possessiveness, emotional turmoil and chaos as we grapple with these darker emotions. And we have to remember that the smile symbolises the potential for the light to break through the shadows of our, the darkness of our shadows. And as we confront underlying fears or insecurities that get in our way of our ability to fully embrace happiness, and by acknowledging these challenges, we can just empower ourselves to rise above them, transforming any negativity into a foundation for growth and renewed enthusiasm. And it invites us to use both the darkness and light within us to create a balanced approach to emotional healing. Jupiter is in the 22nd degree of Taurus, which has the Sabian symbol of a jewellery shop filled with the most magnificent jewels. So the 22nd degree of Taurus embodies themes of abundance, value, and the celebration of the beauty of life, for the fact that we breathe, and it allows us to appreciate, the richness of nature, even around us, the birds song, the wind, the leaves, the autumn, the earlier nights, even though sometimes we can miss the sunlight. It wants us to reflect on our own self-worth and esteem and our goals, supports us with, enriching our life, whether it's through creative expression, financial investments, or budgeting, allowing ourselves to create a more meaningful relationship with ourselves or others. It can inspire us to surround ourselves with beauty and a newfound sense of hope. So a lot of aspects and energy supporting us in keeping the faith, and allowing ourselves to grow. And it wants us to reflect on what truly brings us happiness. And it wants us to just really look at our superficial values and in the ways we can be materialistic and in the ways we can start to appreciate the natural things in life. And it wants us to balance any need for external validation with our understanding of our innate worth, self-worth, and by doing this we can ensure that our, us going after beauty and more wealth in our life is grounded in us being authentic and has meaning, like we just want to be more financially secure rather than just gathering as much money as we can to show that we've got money, so it wants us to think about the ways that ultimately we are pressured to attain certain standards and acquire certain material possessions, and how this can lead to dissatisfaction if they're not aligned with who we truly are in essence. So Saturn's in the 19th degree of Aquarius, and this has the Sabian symbol of a forest fire quench. And again, it's another one that supports us with our sense of renewal and transformation. It wants us to sort of release pent-up energies and experience the healing that follows an intense crisis. And maybe some of you have gone through it. This energy promises us that we can get through the storms, and we can find that once we start or continue the work of healing past challenges and conflicts, this allows for a fresh start, and that we can start this fresh start even though the old is still in our life. A lot of the time we think, it has to be done on the new year or this time. No, we can start where we are right now. Once again, it wants us to think about the wisdom that can be gained from overcoming adversity, and it empowers us to let go of the things that no longer serve us, and just to sort of write down our goals and intentions and to reach them. On the negative side, the fire symbolises destruction, and it reminds us once again, fire or letting go is destruction because it's letting go, but it clears the way for new growth, and we need to confront lingering, doubts and fears and emotional scars that get in the way of us letting go, and having that metaphorical fire that allows us to let go of the things that no longer serve us. It wants us to recognise the duality, the double meaning of this experience. While healing is on the horizon, we must actively work through any remnants of trauma to fully embrace the new beginnings that await us. And it just once again supports us in becoming empowered. So now I'm just going to talk a bit more about the physical and overall health implications and the esoteric occult meanings of these Sabian degrees. So as I said, the sun and the moon are in the 16th degree Scorpio. So this rules the right ovary and cochlea of the inner ear in our bodies. So again, it reminds us to the importance of balance and harmony within ourselves and in our relationships. And it wants us to look at any imbalances we have in the areas of our emotional well-being or our relationships and harmony in general, or even in our ovaries and our ears. And it wants us to explore the emotional root causes of any issues to do with our sense of balance in our relationships or within ourselves, listening to our body, both in terms of its physical signals and emotional kind of cues, and figure out or continue ways of healing them to find balance. So researching tools, continuing exercises, spiritual meditations, and anything else that you can do. On the esoteric level, it brings our attention between inner harmony and external relationships, highlighting the need for us to develop develop, cultivate a sense of peace from within, and this is how we can gain it in our relationships. It wants us to focus on creativity and fertility, extending beyond the physical realm of ideas and partnerships. It wants us to listen both to others and to our inner voice as well. By aligning these energies, we can create a deeper understanding of the connections between our emotional life and our physical well-being, and also, between our psychological, emotional, spiritual needs and our physical well-being as well. And practice active listening, not only with others but ourselves as well. Saturn in the 19th degree of Aquarius rules the spinal nervous system in our bodies, so it reminds us of the connection between our physical structure, our bodies, and the energies that flow through it. And we can find that any blockages or misalignments in our spine not only affect our physical mobility but can also affect our nervous system's ability to relay essential signals throughout our bodies. And it reminds us to tune into how we carry our attention, listening to our body, listening to our spine and our arms and our other joints, working to maintain our whole body's flexibility. And this can be crucial for both our physical health and mental clarity, and on a deeper esoteric level encourages us to explore themes of individuality and innovation. And Saturn's presence in Aquarius invites us to embrace our unique identity while creating a sense of community and connection with others. And just as the spinal column supports our physical form, it symbolises the backbone of our personal beliefs and goals. And it just wants us to think about how our spine acts as a conduit, a channel for our life force energy, encouraging us to stand tall in our convictions while remaining open to new practices and perspectives and opinions, but also taking time out to look after our joint health as well, and find a balance between personal integrity and collective harmony, and allow ourselves to gain a deeper understanding of both ourselves and the world we live in. So Jupiter is in the 23rd degree of Taurus, and this rules the teeth in our human bodies. So it wants us to focus on our dental health or issues related to communication and self-expression. In terms of the physical health implications, it wants us to think about our teeth, but our throat, our ears health as well. It wants us to also focus on the way we talk to ourselves and others. As I said earlier, our toxic inner chat can lead to toxic actions and drive toxic behaviours, and the way we speak to others in relationships can keep them near us or push them away from us. So on an esoteric occult level, it emphasises the importance of clear communication and expressing ourselves authentically. As I said earlier, it encourages us to recognise the value of both material and spiritual wealth, wanting us to develop an environment that reflects luxury and pleasure in our life, but also having a sense of a connection to nature as well. And also, sustainability, that was the word I was looking for, making sure that, we, indulge ourselves from time to time in luxury and pleasure, but in a sustainable way. And it also reminds us once again to find a sense of gratitude for what we already possess, what we already have, and this enhances our ability to attract further prosperity. And as we immerse ourselves in the beauty within us and around us, we can think about how appreciating what we have can lead to a personal transformation, and how we can sort of resonate with our highest values, find ourselves, become more empowered, and uncover deeper meanings that not only increase our overall experience of life, but also, make us feel like, we found something precious within ourselves, because a lot of the time we're like, we need a product or service, or we must have this level or the nets, or this much in the bank to be happy. But this Sabian degree reminds us to go within, and what you may find within may be something you deem as priceless, where we are sort of programmed to think that it's something outside of us we can only think of as priceless, Okay, so now I'm just going to finish up with the best things for creatives, professionals, entrepreneurs, alternative healers, lovers and singles, and self-partnered people to do at the time of this new moon. So it wants us to, for creative, to dig deep into our psyche, our emotions, and explore our creativity, maybe using painting, singing, dancing, whatever, to channel our emotions and allow our imagination to run wild, but in a grounded way as well, and just experiment with different techniques. Professionals should use this time to reflect on their career goals. Entrepreneurs should use this time to set intentions for growth and success, focusing on their long-term visions and innovative ideas that align with your purpose and passion. Alternative healers should use this energy to deepen healing practices, explore new techniques, connect with your intuition, spiritual guides, and just increase your spiritual and healing abilities. Lovers should use this time to deepen your emotional connection, share your feelings openly and vulnerably with your partner, create a space for intimacy and trust to develop. Singles should take this time to focus on self-love and nurturing your own emotional well-being, embrace your independence, and use this new moon energy to set intentions for what you want to manifest in your life, whether that's a new career, healing, love, a new relationship, self-love, esteem, whatever Self-partnered people should use this energy to celebrate the beauty of solitude and self-reflection and discovery, and maybe journal or meditate to connect more with your inner self and align with your personal growth journey more. So yeah, that's the end of this very in-depth special on the new moon in the 16th degree of Scorpio on the 1st of December. Take care and see you next time.